What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, joined by Kira back this week. She was gone last week because she was hanging out with her mom. And today we're doing episode 31. Now, before I start, I'm going to say a couple things. Number one, I think I'm going to start calling these videos Let's Talks or Discussions because they're not really reviews. I mean, there's not really much you can review. It's like, yeah, I watched this episode, this happened, cool. I like to do these reviews, as I said before, it's kind of like an open forum to kind of discuss with you guys after watching the episode. It just reminds me of a time when I was a kid and I used to watch Dragon Ball Z, and I would go to school the next day and be like, hey, yo, did you see what happened? You know, and kind of discuss with my friends. And that's why I like doing these videos. Platypus face. And so I'm going to change up the names, and if you guys are okay with that, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, or if you don't even really care. I don't know if the title change is going to do anything, but just want to toss it out there. The other thing I'm going to mention is King Ryu has been named the showrunner of Dragon Ball Super now, and what that actually means is he is kind of in charge of putting it together, and it's kind of a good thing because every episode he's done in the past has been really, really good. He's done, I believe, a good half of the Battle of God Saga. I might be wrong. I know it's a good chunk of them, and I think he did like one episode in the Resurrection F arc, but he's good. So this means that the quality of Dragon Ball Super is probably going to be really, really good, and I'm going to actually do a separate video with Geekdom probably to discuss the improvements of the series so far. But if you notice that the last couple episodes have been really, really good in terms of like quality, animation, it's just enjoyable to watch. So King Ryu being in charge is a really, really good thing. So let's see what happens with him over the course of the next couple of weeks as we get more episodes. But yeah, so that's a good thing. So episode 31, how about we start with you? What did you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I'm actually really glad I missed last week's episode because apparently nothing happened. It
was a recap.
It literally started off on the episode before that. So yeah. That was kind of nice. I'm glad I missed that. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Although I feel like barely anything happened in this one, but
not really. I mean, we'll discuss manga and anime differences because there was one real difference, but the big thing was like it was a focus around Jaco. And after watching this episode, I really, really want a Jaco anime. If it's short, like 10, 12 episodes long, whether it's like, you know, following the original manga or even like extra stuff, it would be really, really fun to watch him be a patrolman. Because, like, you know, we see him actually arrest someone for the first time. Well, not really the first time. I never read the Jaco manga, so I don't really know. But we see him arrest somebody. Reminded me of the frog guy from Star Fox. Was it Peppy? Was that his name? I don't remember his name.
I don't remember.
I forgot all their names except for, obviously, Fox. But yeah, we see him arrest somebody, so that's kind of cool. That was a big difference actually between the manga and the anime. If you remember, in chapter, I believe it was 6 or 7, I don't remember which one it was. All we really saw was, what's his face? They arrive at Zuno's place and they kind of get their wishes. But here, it's a little bit different. They show up and it's like, oh, you're on the guest. You have to like get on the list. It'll take 7 years, so shoo. And just as they're about to give up, Geckomon, I think that's what they called him in the anime. Shows up and he's a wanted criminal, and then, you know, they arrest him, and because of the good deed, they allow him to basically, you know, ask Zuno the questions. Now, as far as the actual aspect of asking the questions, it's exactly the same. What's the name? Jaco went first, and obviously you have to do an offering, and his offering was a kiss, to which Zuno gave him only one wish. And just to kind of test his knowledge, he was like, you know what? Let's ask, you know, how accurate, you know, his readings is. How big are Bulma's boobs? Because, you know, that's
what are her measurements?
Of all questions, I mean, you could ask anything out there. You know, why would you waste that one? But whatever, you just being a little troll. To which, obviously, Zuno confirmed her boob size. Boobs! And that's how they confirmed that he was actually really good. And then when what's her name, Bulma stepped up, she did the same thing. She gave him a kiss, and she got 3 wishes. The first wish was asked for, what was the first wish? I already forgot.
It was a wasted wish, I know that.
It was like, oh, so I get, you know, I get 3 wishes because I'm a woman or something. And he was like, yeah. It's like, well, that's the first one. Then the second one they asked, what's the origin of the Super Dragon Balls? And in case you missed this in the manga, essentially, the Dragon God Zarama, I believe that's what his name was. I might be completely butchering that. Created the balls 42 years ago, and obviously these balls were actually shaved down by the Namekians to create the Dragon Balls that we saw in the Frieza saga, and of course that translated to Shenron later when, you know, Kami came to Earth. But that's where they came from. The Super Dragon Balls, they spread between both universes, 6 and 7. There's 7 in total, and they allowed to. They didn't say this part in the actual you know, breakdown. At least I don't think, because the sub version we watched was pretty bad. When you watch the usual one that we watch every single week, it was just.
Yeah, I actually have a question about that because it could be due to the kind of bad subs that we watched. But Bulma asked in those subs to have the Zuno guy tell her everything that he knows about the Super Dragon Balls.
Right.
So my question is, why didn't he tell her where they are? Because that's part of like telling her everything about it.
Technically, you're kind of right. The question was, tell me everything about the Super Dragon Balls, because I believe that was in the manga as well.
Okay.
And technically, he should have said, oh yeah, and this is where they're all located.
Yeah,
because it
that's
says
what
everything.
I thought. You'd think he would even say the history of everywhere they've ever been located.
Yo, that's actually a good point. We'll blame somebody at Toei or whatever, or Toriyama for writing that way. But I mean, obviously, you can't just tell him to. It'd be too easy if you just said, oh yeah, the ball's over there on that planet, go get it. Well, actually, not on that planet. They're the size of planets, and pretty much when you find them, it's going to take some, I don't know, power to carry them. As you already know, Champa and Vados have 6, and whoever wins this tournament gets all 6 of them. And then when they find a 7th, then you get that one wish, which I believe is going to lead to some chaos. Apparently, according to Beerus in the last episode, whoever gets the Super Dragon Balls is kind of like a excuse for the gods of destruction to have, I don't know, some kind of competition or something. Or I forgot exactly what they said. But ultimately, this entire episode was just mostly about Jaco. I loved the interaction. Everything else between the manga and the anime was the same. We had, the revelation in the beginning of why Goku is with Chi-Chi and why, Vegeta's with Bulma, because Saiyans like strong-willed women.
I actually really liked knowing that, because now we know why Goku is with Chi-Chi. Because we always question that, like, why would you be with someone like that? But
it makes perfect sense. It's a good little detail to add. I mean, we never knew. But for the most part, you guys know my feelings towards Chi-Chi. I don't really like her at all. My eyes are getting kind of dry, by the way. I got LASIK on Friday, so I got to put drops in the second I'm done recording this. But it's a good little revelation for there. The other thing I want to say is I'm really hyped for the next episode. I'll do a whole separate video discussing it, but the revelations of next week shows us our first look at Team Universe 6, which consists of Frost, Potamo, Magetta, Hit, and Kabe. So it's going to be interesting to actually see them. We also see Monaka as well, because next week is like the preparation for the tournament, and I believe next week's also going to end with the fight starting, because we know after that, we're not going to talk about the details on that, but we know what happens after that to those who read the leaked episode titles. So it's going to get really exciting stuff. On top of that, again, King Ryu is in charge, and he's good. So I am hyped. Is there anything else that you wanted to toss out?
I don't think so.
Oh, the flashback.
I'm hyped for the next
Let's talk about the flashback, because a lot of people thought...
Flashback?
Yeah, you weren't there last week. So when they showed a preview of last week's episode, the way they set it up, they showed, you know how we saw Bulma flying around? What they showed, it's like they showed Goku and Vegeta staring off in the distance as the spaceship flew away, and then they cut into the part of but Kid Bulma flying around. So a lot of people believe was Bra, Vegeta and Bulma's other kid, which hasn't made an appearance yet. So as I guessed, it was Bulma. It was a flashback. The way to set up it in preview was an absolute troll. Freaking Toei clickbaited us.
Wow.
Because they literally just showed Goku and Vegeta staring from the distance as the spaceship flew away when they were flying to Zuno. And then instantly the next shot was Bulma in a spaceship. It's like, wait a minute, is that Bra?
Wow.
But again,
they trolled you guys.
They really did. But comparing the manga shot of Kid Bulma compared to what we saw in last week's episode, or preview, as well as this week's episode, it was a no-brainer to guess it was, Bulma. But again, they probably did that just to like trick us and troll us. But it's a nice little look.
I was happy to see Jaco a lot in this one, and it makes me really want to read the Jaco manga.
It's only one volume.
Yeah, I know. We should really read that.
We really should. I'll probably order it after this video.
He actually surprised me by arresting the Gekkomon guy, because I thought he was...
He was a badass, too.
I thought he wasn't going to do it.
He just jumped in and, I thought he was going to shoot him, because he was like, you're this far away, I'm just calculating distance. I can probably knock you out before you even shoot me, or shoot the hostage he took. And then he just jumped in and just beat his ass. That's why I would love to see a Jaco anime. Like, whether it's 10 episodes long, 20 episodes, I would love to see that. It's just really, really fun to watch.
He even surprises me with how perverted he is.
Yeah, he's very perverted. Okay, let me ask you guys. To those, I've done a video about this before, and the feedback was kind of like all over the place. Who here would actually enjoy watching a Jaco anime? Whether it's based on the manga or extra stuff, comment below. So let me see what you guys think about that. But I would definitely watch it. That'd be great. The other thing I like about Jaco's comedy in this is it didn't feel as forced. As you guys remember in the Resurrection F saga, it felt a little bit forced compared to how we saw it in the movies. So I wasn't really a big fan of Jaco then, but this is the Jaco that I wanted to see, and I'm glad we finally got him.
Me too.
One last thing, speaking of which, at the end, they showed him depart with milk and cheese, which is apparently what he was fed in the original manga. I might be wrong, but I saw Herm's tweet about it. So that's cool that they also kind of acknowledge the past of the series or the manga with that. So that's a nice little cool touch.
Yeah, they should really do a special on that or something.
I would watch it.
It doesn't even have to be a series. It could just be like a Jaco special.
Yeah, I just love how he was raging because he had to go freaking to Earth because he was threatened by Bulma to send Vegeta to the Galactic Patrol headquarters. And in the process of venting, he was like, you know what? I'm going to shoot that rock. that raft I'm gonna destroy it. And when he shot it, he ended up destroying a space monument. To now, also before the episode ended, he has to basically come clean about it because he blamed Geckomon originally, but since he caught him, he can't blame him on that. So essentially, he's going to get in trouble. He's gonna try to apologize, but he arrested Geckomon, but he also destroyed a very important space monument. So it's just he's goofy, and that's why I like to see a series around him. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below on everything that we discussed in this episode, anything else we didn't, and I guess we'll take it from there. Is there anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go put eye drops in my eyes because they're kind of dry from getting LASIK. If you guys want to watch my vlog, I vlogged the whole thing. I will link in the description below. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. This has been Kira back in Rhymestyle, and we will see you guys next week for a really, really fun episode of Dragon Ball Super. So, peace.